Hello, everybody. Super good morning to everyone. How's everyone doing? Right. So, just in case you have forgotten that we are still in the years of the dragon, I know a lot of people would have already abandoned the year of the dragon by now, right? So, poor rat. Right, so almost every single year, also, the last few months, no one do anything, right? So, but we are still gonna go over with the forecast of the 2024 December month, which is the month of the rat. Hello, Reza, how are you doing? Good morning to you, right? So we're gonna take a look at this particular month as a reflection of the entire year. Anyhow, it's the festive season coming up. Christmas is here, New Year is here. In terms of actually action item, I don't think a lot of people will put in a lot of effort and still try to chase after result, right? So let's use this as a reflective month for ourselves to take a look at how can you use all the lesson that is in 2024 to build yourself a better plan for 2025. I think that would be a great things to do, right? So this particular month is the month of Bingzi, fire rat, right? So fire rat Bingzi is like a sun on top of all the clouds, sun on top of all the clouds. Now a lot of time when we what we call study the 60 pillar, right? Bingzi, we usually call them blur case one. Majestic on the top. I don't know if you have sit in an airplane before and the airplane go up onto the sky, right? So you would have seen this particular majestic look of the sun shining onto the cloud layer. Very nice, but whatever down there in the cloud, you don't know, right? So, and a lot of time we say that it could be a thunderstorm at the bottom where everything is in disarray and also chaos. Whereas on top there, when you are an eagle, you fly above the cloud, you can have better clarity. So this is actually a clarity pillar, right? So not a blur case pillar, right? It's actually a clarity pillar. So we can use this particular pillar to take a look at the clarity of the action that you have done on 2024 and how can it bring lesson to the forward 2025. Right, so I can see Daniel is around, Pepper is around, Bing Sui is around. Hello Brian, hello Joe, hello Fiona, hello Cindy, hello Eve. Right, so you're done all your planning for the celebration of 2024 end yet, right? So it's a good, really it's a good time to gather those people who have made significant contribution towards your 2024 progress and celebrate together, right? So everybody's just celebrate together, talk about all the great thing that they have contributed. Yeah, it's really a good time for you to be grateful of the people around you, whoever it is that has contributed, whether it's little, insignificant, big, significant. Go there, give them a hug, tell them thank you, tell them specifically what are the things that they have done, right? So it also serve as an encouragement to them, right? It's a good thing to do, and most importantly, it's free, dear. Right? Just customize the message. Hey, I would like to, today I'd like to say thank you to you for the year of 2024. Do you remember that during this particular timing you have helped me in this, right? It really helps me in terms of that whatever it is. That thank you note is free one, right? So instead of sending the right? So I'm from the very old school time, when we are still using this thing called SMS or MMS. Wow, it's during this particular festive season that every single one is jammed with all the messages from people. All the telco is also jammed, right? So you might as well right? So you might as well write something meaningful to the particular person instead of sending Merry Christmas to every single person that don't know you or you don't know, right? Instead of doing that, right, carve something useful and send it out to people, right? So okay. Hello Swin, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at the 10-day master, right? So let me just shrink myself down to the smaller version first, right? So Facebook don't have chat, so no need to look at chat, right? So now as usual, getting in touch with me, getting in contact with me, there's a community in Telegram. So Telegram is where I put in all the announcement, right? So all the links, and also Telegram is also the place whereby a lot of spammer right now coming in to put in very dubious investment link. You guys careful, don't simply click link. All right, so I will, as much as possible, as fast as possible, ban, delete, and also spam report those people. Okay, so just be careful of that. right? So then there's also the monthly forecast, monthly forecast, the newsletter, right? So it's Substack, right? So it's where all the written information will actually be published inside, right? So like for example, just now I just published this particular text. This particular text was just published just now, right? So a week ago we just published the Qimeng version of it, right? So and then later I will publish the Feng Shui version, and we will also do the Qimeng and also Feng Shui forecast a bit later. All right, so it's a bit of a busy month for myself last month, right? So no, and then there's of course this particular community, right? So yeah, Jane, I wasn't disappearing, Jane. I did not disappear. Right, so this particular community is in Facebook, right? So the community page is designed for you to do your own sharing. You need some assistance, crowdsourcing. You need to crowdsource some assistance. Certain things that you need to be assisted, in your journey of learning, right? So like, for example, if you learn certain thing and you are not very sure of, so you want the power of the community to come in to assist you in your understanding, right? So just make a posting inside the community page, right? As much as possible, everyone will come in and assist you. All right, so that's basically how to get in touch and get in contact. What's the different channel is all about. Then of course, getting your BaZi chart printed, right? So BaZi chart printed, because why the 10-day master forecast is basically based on the 10-day master. So you need to go and find the day master. Right, so as usual, I know I'm working with Typing Astro, so this is the version that I'll be using, towards all the sharing. And the DayMaster is the one that, is showing up right now. So go and find out what's your DayMaster. Your DayMaster don't change. Second thing that a lot of people like to ask is that I don't know my hour of birth. You don't need the hour of birth to get the DayMaster. Right, so for you to get the DayMaster, you basically need your year, month, and also date, which is the 3 information that you definitely would have, all right, so in your hand. Right, so key it in, and then you will get your BaZi chart printed. Cannot read the BaZi chart is fine, because this particular session is not about reading BaZi chart. It's just to identify your DayMaster. Right, so once identify your DayMaster, you can just remember your DayMaster, because it will not change over time. Right, so then you can use a lot of the information. So this one is a DayMaster centric information. Right, so for those of you who want the 12 animal one, we just concluded or the 12 animal for 2025, so you can go into the 2025 forecast playlist and take a look at all the 12 day master. So this one is going to be done on a monthly basis, right? So this is a monthly forecast, right? So again, every single one that we will basically do, like for example January we also will be doing it as well, right? So hello V, how are you doing? Right, hopefully you have recovered from the food coma. Right, so okay, so we are in the month of the Bingzi, so you can see that we only got another 1 more month to go before the actual conclusion of the year of Dragon. Right, so now this is the part whereby I explain to you the solar calendar has nothing to do with your Gregorian calendar. The solar calendar don't care about your January. Those people, it's like, I thought January is where we switch over. No. Right, so in the ancient time, no one cares about January itself, right? So by the way, do you know that the Gregorian calendar was shifted 2 months? Right, so October right? So October was supposed to be the 8th month because of octopus. Right? So October, it's supposed to be the 8th month. But why it become the 10th month already, October? Some idiot shifted 2 months ahead, because certain rulers, certain kings, they want it to be shifted, so it shifts, right? So anyway, right? So the proper time whereby the what we call the switch of it is basically using the solar term, right? So the solar term, and this is actually the solar calendar. That's all, right? So for those of you who are not into looking at this, just follow the calendar, right? So for us, we actually have 3 calendar that's running. One is called the lunar calendar. The lunar calendar is the spin of the moon around the earth. That's one calendar system. So this one is usually called the farmer calendar, by the way. Right. So and then there is the solar calendar. So solar calendar is usually the astrological calendar. Right. So and then of course we have our favorite Gregorian calendar, which is the normal calendar. Right, so yes, I know it's confusing, but it's okay, never mind, so you just take it as, December, right? So by the way, if you take a look at the date also, it starts at 6th of December, right? So which is 3 days ago, and it ends at 4th of January. So it got nothing to do with Gregorian date one. Please do not get confused of the solar calendar system with the Gregorian calendar system. They don't have anything in common. All right. Right, so let's take a look, right? So in terms of the auxiliary star, right? So in terms of auxiliary star, right? So it's a general star. General star has to be appointed decision maker, right? So it's a decision maker that's been appointed, so it has a lot to do with power and authority. So this particular month, you got a lot of power and authority because why? You're in control of what you want to do next year, man. All right, right. So golden law is access to resources that you may have not being able to access, right? So because of your achievement or whatever that you have done in the year of 2024, you may have qualified for some perks to access certain resources, or you certainly start to realize that, you know, there are certain resources that you previously have not been accessing, like certain friends in high places, right? You go back to your old school alumni and find out that one of your best friend right now is the CEO of a big company, right, that you have not been in contact with, right? So those are access to resources, right? So Skybright and Taiji Nobleman has to do with the ability to solve problems. Skybright allow you to see things in a more clearer manner, which is good, right? So, you know, at the same time also, like, you will also be able to see your stupidity in a more clearer manner. Right? So sometimes I don't know whether, you know, you guys like that type of situation. Now, Taiji Nobleman is to upgrade your ability to solve problems. So a lot of time I give example is that, you know, normally you solve problem at the 10,000 bug level problem. Right now you are upgraded to 100,000 problem. So when you are upgraded to the 100,000 level problem, 10,000 become a known problem to you. Yeah, right. So, you know, it's like, for example, somebody who's been generating, let's say, 1 million a month, is a no-brainer when you look at problem that is at 10,000 a month. Yeah, right. So because that's the way that it works, right? So it moves you to the next higher echelon in terms of problem solving, which also means that you're going to be facing bigger problems. Right, depends on how you look at the situation, right? So those are the stars that's available. So if you combine everything together, it's a very good month for you to take a look at what are the resources, what are the decisions that you need to be making, and, you know, this you carry on to 2025 to take care of yourself. What are the challenges that you actually want to face on 2025, right? So because you have the lesson of 2024 already, you already know what are the effort being wasted, what are the results for the effort that you put in, the choices that you have made in 2024. All of those are all known already, right? They are become known, become factual, right? So now, right now, is that for you to take a look at in 2025, should you still invest in the same activity, right? So what are your hope if you are investing in the same activity, or is there certain cluster of activity that is giving you better return, right? So giving you better return, and, you know, that should give you a much more clearer, right? So all the 10-day master got different lessons. So that's why, you know, we go through all the 10-day master for yourself to know, and it helps you in your entire planning process for 2025, right? So come, let's go in and take a look, right? So as usual, two pillar will always have higher impact. One is called the combined pillar, which is the Xin Chou, right? So the Peng Xin is a combined, Zi Chou is a combined, so it is called a combined pillar, right? So because combined pillar or the clash pillar, it has a more significant impact in terms of energetic interaction, right? So in terms of energetic interaction, so if you have Xin Chou inside your BaZi chart, or you have Geng Wu inside your BaZi chart, this particular month, the lesson is stronger. That's all, Nia. The lesson is basically stronger. No, if it's pain, more pain. If it's pleasure, more pleasure. Right. So that is basically what is happening. All right. Cool. Can. Right. So now just to match things up a bit. Right. So because this month is the month of Peng Zi, let us start off with Peng, or else, you know, my menu cannot use. This is my menu. All right. See. So it can move around. So now I can jump around to different DayMaster. Right. So it's just for fun purpose. Right. Okay, right. So now if you take a look at the Peng Zi for the Peng DayMaster, so it's a friend with direct officer, right? So friend with direct officer is actually a situation whereby you need to organize the people. Right? It's too many people, need to have some organizing happening, right? So, you know, you need to make sure that everybody falls in line, you know, line up properly, right? So, you know, I give an image of a very hot day. Right, so because there's two Peng there, right? Two Peng, is a very, very intensely hot day, right? So what happens when you have an intensely hot day and then suddenly a shower broke out, I think, you know, probably you have seen some of the movie, you know, whereby you're in a desolated desert, right, where everything is very hot, then suddenly shower come down, you know, so everybody run out to the shower to collect water, and then, you know, to drench themselves, you know, it's like God has sent them, right? It's that particular scene now, right? So like everybody suddenly gather around the, you want to call perks that is given out, right? So you need to organize these people, or else, you know, they start fighting with each other, right? So this one is a very hot day. So in our modern term, very hot day, everybody rushing to the water park. So what happens when you have a very hot day and then everybody is going to the water park, and especially right now is the holiday season, right? So for us, Malaysia, we know we got Sunway, then we have some Splash Mania in Gamuda, right? So then we got Legoland, and all these kind of places is going to become packed with people. So what happens if you are not organizing the people? Then they will be pushing each other. You're going to have a lot of accident happening, right? So all those kind of things is going to happen around. So for Ping is that the reflective part is that for all the thing that has been happening, for all the people that you have been gathering, right, around, right? So how can you better organize them? Right? How can you better organize these particular people so that it doesn't fall into state of chaos? Right? Having a lot of friends, right? Having a lot of friends around could be fun, right? So, but if you are not properly organizing your friends, a lot of the people might, you know, get you into a lot of trouble, right? So when chaos broke loose, you couldn't control the situation. So it's about situational controls for your learning. Right, so for your learning right now is that how good are you in controlling situation, aka did you filter the people around you, right? Do you have the discipline, right? So when we talk about discipline, is basically, you know, running through checklists, right? So, you know, you go through the people who come to you, right? So and then, you know, you have a checklist saying that does this person qualify this, qualify this, qualify this, qualify this, you know, as in, do you have the proper ticket to go into the water park, and also knowing that what is the capacity of the water park before not allowing too many people inside, right? So yourself also is the same, you know, how many people can you actually deal with at one time, right? You don't have unlimited capacity, you know, whether it's resources, whether it's time, whether it's your effort, whether it's your temperament, right? So there's a lot of things that you need to consider, right? So look at what has happened and all the people that you have gathered, and think about it, you know, how can you better manage this for next year, right? What are the condition, rules, and regulation that you need to put into yourself, right? So to yourself, and ask yourself that, you know, these are people I'm going to be gathering with, these are people I'm not going to be gathering with, these are the crowd that I want, these are the crowd that I don't want, right? So this sort of question you need to go and ask yourself. Hello, Miet. Hello, So. How are you doing? Welcome. Hi, Carol. Right, so let's take a look at after Ping is Ting Fire. Let's take a look at Ting Fire. Right, so Ting Fire a bit more precarious with the Rock Wealth and 7 killing. Right, so anyway, Rock Wealth and 7 killing is one of those energy that we don't like to have, right? Because they are highly competitive, highly aggressive. Right, so when they are highly competitive, highly aggressive, is carried the entire idea of being in danger. So this is like your candlelight in stormy rain. Right, so don't know whether you have seen before, you know, it's like everybody is trapped inside a house. Everybody is trapped inside a house. Then, you know, one of the person realized that, you know, Mary is missing, or little Timmy is missing, is not together with us. Then, you know, one of the fella carry the one and only candlelight, try to go out to the stormy night in the forest where it's dark to search for Tammy. You have seen this sort of show before, right? I don't know. It's like they're sacrificing everybody inside the house just to look for Tammy. You've seen before, right? So this sort of scene. So it's that sort of situation. Right? Question is the sacrifice that you have made in 2024 really worth your sacrifice? Right? You could be in a situation whereby you are involved in certain fight that you could have not involved in. It doesn't give you the return that is required. Your aggression and your competitiveness is actually in a waste. Right? So it's great that you would like to prove yourself, you know, right? So it's great that you would like to prove yourself, but is it the price of proving yourself right now? Right? So, no, the price of proving yourself right now, how is the price going? Right? Ask yourself, so 2024 is ended already, you have done, so many things, that you feel like, very sacrificial, I've, put myself in danger, right? So put yourself in danger, put your family in danger, put your financial in danger, put your health in danger. I don't know what danger you put yourself in. But anyway, is that you have taken certain action, right? So you have taken certain action that you've done. And right now is to evaluate the return on the action that you've taken. Right, so yeah, I know you took the candlelight and then you ran out, look for Tammy, right? So now what happened to everybody inside the house right now? Should they be, allowing you to take the one and only source of light so that they can be in darkness? And right now, instead of one missing Tammy, you got one missing Tammy plus another, missing person, right? So another example for you is a burning house. Right, you've seen burning house before, and then there was the cat still trapped inside. Then they were always, at least in the movie, always dumb people who try to run back into the house to rescue the trapped cat. Right, so now at first, only one life would be lost if you don't go in. Right now, you go in, now 2 lives is lost. Right, so that's the situation. So you need to take a look at the situation. So it's a precarious time whereby the lonely little candlelight trying to go out to the rain. Right, so now a lot of time, this sort of activity, you come into a situation whereby it is actually unappreciated, right? Unappreciated, right? So that's why you have to do a bit of a measurement whether the action that you take, now no right, no wrong, no right, no wrong, right? So don't think that, this is right action, this is wrong action. There's no such thing as right and wrong. In the end, it's the return that's basically, is it worth it for you? Is it worth it for you, right? So if you feel like, getting yourself into that particular precarious danger, which means that to engage in the fight is something that you want to do, right? So is it worth it, right? So also can, take an example of the very recent Mike Tyson versus Paul, right? So Tyson versus Paul, right? So is it worth the fight? 20 million worth. No matter what the hell that you guys did, right? Tyson made 20 million out of that. I think it was less than 10 minutes of fight, 8 rounds, less than 10 minutes of fight. One round is like 2 minutes only, 8 rounds. So it's like 20 million. How long do you take to need to make 20 million? The fella just take less than 10 minutes to do it. Okay? It's worth it, no. Whether the entire fight is an act, whether the entire fight is whatever, hey, you guys are all sucker into watching Netflix. Yeah, I know Netflix also made a lot out of it. Right, so those are things that you need to take a look at, right? So that's the situation. Right, so let's take a look at Wu Earth, right? So Wu Earth, what's the situation with Wu Earth? Wu Earth is indirect resource with direct wealth. Indirect resource with direct wealth. This sort of combination usually has to do with nitpicking what sort of knowledge work, nitpicking what sort of situation work, right? So I give you this particular image of a concrete, or you want to call cement drying. So now for those of you who doesn't know, for a cement to dry and also be strong, you actually have to sprinkle water onto the cement surface. Yeah, right, you sprinkle water on the cement surface, let it dry, then sprinkle water on the cement surface, let it dry, sprinkle water on cement surface, let it dry. I thought you want to make it dry, that make sure that it's not wet. No, right? The idea is actually to sprinkle water around the cement surface and then let it dry. This process of drying, wetting, drying, wetting is the process, same process of thinking, taking action, taking. Direct wealth is taking action. Resource star is basically thinking. So it's the switching between thinking and taking action, thinking and taking action. So it's to organize the way that you work, right? So indirect resource is explorative thinking, right? So it's I do this, right now I execute this, what is the return in effect, right? So I execute this, right? So which means that 2024 you could have tried a lot of different stuff, or you did not try certain different stuff. It doesn't make any difference. You did not make decision, and you make decision is also making a decision, right? So then every single thing that you make, what's the return or what's the loss, right? So there's certain action that you're supposed to go and do but you didn't do, so that one got a bit of a loss. Then you can right now make a bit of measurement of total loss versus total gain on all the action that you have done, action that you have done. Then you can solidify your 2025. So it's a great lesson for you to see that how 2025 is working. So this one is a knowledge that you go that your sprinkling of your water and letting it dry would decide whether your concrete, your cement is actually going to be solid foundation or not. Right, so if you just leave your cement to dry like that, right, it could just crack. So sometimes, you know, when you see why certain dry cement crack, it's because they didn't go through this particular process of, you know, water drying, right? So if you go through the process, the cement will actually be very, very solid, super solid, no problem, right? Yeah. Right, so let's take a look at GF. Always the nicer fella GF. GF is direct resource and indirect wealth. Direct resource, indirect wealth. So this one, the imagination for you is the clay tablet. You know, in the olden day, very, very olden day, you want to record down your knowledge, which is direct resource, you know, your experience, your knowledge, right? So you use, you know, things like clay tablet or, you know, stone tablet, you do chipping, or whether clay tablet, you know, you do writing, right? So doesn't make any difference, right? So this is called recording down your experience, right? So yeah, it's a good time, you know, if you are somebody who like to write journal, right? So it's a good time for you to basically write down a journal, or you are more generous, right? So produce some content, you know, for other people to read as well, you know. So your experience for 2024, you can basically do that, right? So in this particular process of writing down the journal, or you just thinking down the journal, putting things down, you start to see the logic of the opportunity that has come to you. Certain opportunity come to you. Indirect wealth is basically opportunity. So certain opportunity to come to you, which you have engaged, you take a lesson on it, right? So this sort of opportunity this sort of opportunity doesn't really work too well, right? So this one is, you know, too good to be true, you know, that one I've missed out, you know, all these kind of things you can basically note down. So this one become a guidance to your action in the future, right? So just how, you know, stone tablet, the reason for them to put things into stone tablet, or whatever the reason for documenting anything, is so that the next generation of people do not need to go through the mistake that this generation has made. So that's why if you take a look at, you know, a lot of the stone tablet or whatever, you know, documentation is a lot about mistake. A lot about, you know, doomsday prediction, you know, is usually a bit more dark, you know, say that, oh, do not go into the dark forest, you know, right? Right, so do not open this particular tomb, because, you know, this particular tomb got evil inside, you know. A lot of time you watch movies like that, right? So a lot of stone tablet is basically there to give you warning, right? Tells you, you know, don't go into these particular places, don't go there, don't do this, don't do that, you know, a lot of this kind of stuff. It's basically just lesson noted down by one generation to another generation, so that, you know, they don't repeat the mistake. Cool, can be done, right? Do that, right? So, and then Keng metal, right? So Keng metal, 7K again, the 7K combination usually is very, very aggressive, right? So this is like the army having the war cry, starting to what we call attack the other party, right? So now again, in movie they always display this, you know, as the heroic valor of the leader raising up the swords and go, oh, charge! Everybody else also raise their sword and charge, right? So now in real life, do you really have the strength to overpower the other party or not first? Right, don't watch too much movie. So a lot of time, you know, tell people that, you know, movie is movie, right? So your whatever that you're reading on the fictional book is what you're reading a fictional book. In real life, it's actually very brutal, right? So this is like openly declaring war towards people, right? So now for your 2024 closing is, what are the war that you have declared to other that you couldn't handle? Learn that. These are the lesson that you have, you know. Obviously you survive. Right. Obviously survive, whether, you know, financially, whether whatever the situation, you survive. All right, so you survive 2024. So right now you go into 2025. Do you still want to be in the stage whereby, you know, you scream that, you know, I'm gonna do this for this particular year, you know, I'm gonna lose 5 kilo of, you know, whatever, right? So whatever declaration that you made, you know, it's like, you know, a lot of people like to go to the social media. Right, so like these are the months whereby people go to social media and start typing in their New Year resolution, right? So you take a look back at your New Year resolution, your old year resolution, last year resolution. Check all the things that you have declared that, you know, oh, I'm gonna do this. Wow. Take a look at how many you didn't do now. Those are battles that you have lost, right? So right now, if you go into 2025, do you still want to make the same declaration? Right? take a look at that, right? So, of course, you're not going to go into any battle. I don't think that, your life will be in any danger, but the situation is the same. Right? It's about, making declaration on things that you will fight. But is it really true or not first? Ask yourself, right? So ask yourself that, right? So now, just remember when you fight something, they will usually fight back. Right, they will usually fight back, right? So let's take a look at sin metal, right? So sin metal is DO and EG, right? So this is like find what we call treasure, right? So because sin metal is treasure, so treasure is in the water and the one when the sun shines, right? So the treasure inside the water shimmers, and you found, oh, there is treasure inside the water itself, right? So it's a great things, right? So now this is about discipline. A lot is about discipline. DO is a lot of time is really about discipline, right? So now EG is about creation. So there is a lot of ideas that you have created in the years of 2024. Now, which of this particular idea particularly shine to you? So go and study and take a look at the natures of the idea. What are the components of the idea? Right, so people start to see your result, right? So of course, a lot of time, many ideas come out, a lot of ideas die down. It's just that few ideas that stand out, that get executed properly, right? So those are the ideas that you want to spend time developing, right? So that's what you want to do, right? So this is for your sin metal, right? So then run water, always the favorite run water, right? So indirect wealth and also rock wealth. Now, so again, this combination traditionally it is read as fighting for market share, right? This is what it is, right? So now instead of you fighting for market share, why don't you think of how to make the market bigger so that everybody can share, right? So this is the different perspective in reading things that is, right? So it's really about sharing opportunity with others, because why? Not all opportunity that come to you is something that you can do, right? Yeah, right. So like for example, for this particular year, I did a lot of corporate training, super a lot, right? So did until also I a bit sell crazy, every day travel everywhere, right? Entire Malaysia I've traveled, right? So do a lot of corporate training, right? So you can see that that is basically the experience of 2024, right? So but now at the end of 2024, I need to take a look at are those corporate training that I really want to do. Not easy, right? So not easy to put it about not easy, because a lot of demand, right? So now more importantly, right? So is how's the return on the corporate training, right? If those are the return in the corporate training that's really not there, right? Why do I want to go into corporate training and fight with those people who want to do corporate training? Right, so it's really an eye opener to take a look at this for Malaysia. For me, right, is this HRDF. So we got this training fund that the company are all obligated to chip in, right? So everybody is fighting for the fund. It's basically a Red Sea situation. It's super Red Sea situation, right? So for me, is that my reflection for this particular year is that do I really want to go in and fight for the Red Sea, right? If not, I would probably be letting go a lot of this corporate opportunity, right? So because really, they all ask for a lot of things, which is crazy, but it doesn't get in line with the what we call the return. So those are lessons that you need to know, right? So how to make the pie bigger, how to actually share out things that is, right? So if it's not for you, really just let go and let somebody else do it. Right, Water, direct wealth friend. So this one is more friendly energy, right? So not so what we call energy that's not so intense. It's more friendly energy. It's like the morning dew, right? So that is nurturing everything, right? So around, right? So great, right? So now it's great that you are willing to share stuff. The opportunity, things to do. You're willing to share with a lot of people, but of course, the part of it that you need to be careful of, you are also nurturing those people who does not deserve your sharing. Got people doesn't deserve your sharing. Got lah, those are called leeches, bludgers, whatever that you want to call them, right? So there are people who are just dragging things down. They are takers, right? So they're takers, they're taking, and they are not contributing into the general. So in the environment, it's basically called weeds, right? It's basically of this, right? So you need to take a look at all the people that you have helped, all the things that you have given to people. Which are the people that really appreciate your help? Now these are the people that you should work with in 2025. So it's to very clearly sit down and identify who are the taker, who are the giver, who are the people who contribute into the community, who are not contributing into the community, and make a stance for yourself as to 2025, what are the actual people that you want to work with, right? So there's no point gathering everybody. Tell you first, so if you've got half of the people there that is not producing or not giving you the result that you want, it will just bring down the entire quality of the community, right? So be careful of it lah. Hey, what happened? Ding 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 ding. Hey, there we go. See, menu got jammed, right? So for the Jiawood, right? So Jiawood, EG, and also direct resource, also good combination, right? So this is like the wood having sufficient amount of sun and also sufficient amount of water to nurture the wood, right? So it will allow the wood to grow stronger and also bigger. Great idea coupled with great lesson that is going on, right? So what you want to do is that use this particular month to actually take a look at everything that you have done in the year of 2024 and ask yourself which are the best, right? To do a review on all the action that you have done, right? So to see which are the best, what we call return on investment, I want to call ROI, right? So it's like 1 year you have involved in this and this, which are the ROI in terms of it, and what are viable to be done, not viable to be done. So which is which of the idea that you have generated for the entire year is actually taking flight, which are the idea that's not taking flight. So this one will give you a bit of a guidance as to 2025, what are the crappy idea you have. right, so what are the things that you don't, right? So just be careful of over strategizing. It's fun strategizing, but in the end, so you guys know that it's always taking action, always need to take action, right? So let's take a look at Yeetwood, right? So now Yeetwood is a HO and also IR. HO IR is called simply talking. Simply talking, talk too much, right? So this one, in terms of the imagery, is the moment when water is available on the field and sunshine come, what happened? All the grass start growing. Whatever that stay dormant in the land, they start to spur up and start to grow, right? So all these kind of things start to grow, right? So now a lot of time, this one actually create a bit of a problem to the people around, right? So it will create a bit of a problem, right? So it's basically the weed spurring itself, right? So same thing, right? So you have a lot of experience, a lot of things that you have explored in the year of 2024. You are very enthusiastic, you want to share it with people, right? It's just that you want to share it with people. It's not because you want to convince people. You just want people to know that I have this experience, I've done this, done that, right? So now to people outside there, you may sound boastful. Yeah, I know, but I'm just sharing my experience, like that, right? People may find you to be boastful. So you need to know whether the thing that you are sharing with people is actually relevant to them or not, right? So when you talk about art of talking, right, it's really not what you want to tell, is what the other party want to listen. It's talking to people in a way that they want to listen to you. That is the art of talking. It is really not what you want to tell. In a conversation, you are actually not that important, right? So take notes of that, right? So take notes of all the experience that you have. 2025 is that you need to think of what are the things that is actually relevant to share to different group of people. You have many experience, right? So different group of people may have different things that you can share, right? So don't try to share everything to everybody, right? So curb the enthusiasm of you of trying to inform everybody of everything that you're doing, right? So just do that, right? So that's your 10 DayMaster, right? So all 10 of them are basically around, right? So depend on what you want to do, right? So and what is the thing, right? So I would say that just enjoy your 2024 and December, as usual. Go out, spend some money. Help out the economy, guys, right? So help out the economy, spend some money, and more importantly really is to be grateful of the people that is around you, right? So buy them some lunch, buy them some dinner, right? So they've helped you a lot, especially those that help you grow, those that help you realize your potential, right? So things that give you some lesson, right? So do that, right? So that's the end of the 2024 for those of you who are in Gregorian calendar, right? So Christmas is coming out. I know Chinese New Year is out decorating all the Christmas. right? All right, don't be sad with the situation. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.